Let's refresh the page. Play video 1. Hey guys, video 1 is playing. Welcome to play video 2. Video 2 has started to play. Play video 3. Video 3 has started to play as well, and all of these videos are switching whenever we are clicking on any of these buttons. Hey guys, welcome to this video to learn how to stream a video from a Node.js backend server and play the video in a React frontend application. In this video, we will be using the range header to find out which range of the video the server needs to provide as a response to the client. And on the client side, we will be using the HTML5 video player. The value of this range header is determined by browser automatically, but on the server side, we still need to fetch the range values and then provide the range which is needed by the browser. So if you are interested in building a video streaming application with Node and React, then this video is for you. By the end of this video, you will have a working example of how to stream a video using Node.js. So we have to create two applications over here. One of them is going to be a Node app and another one is going to be the React app. So first I will open up the terminal and then let's cd to the backend folder, and then I'm going to execute the command npm init. The package name is going to be node video server. Version is going to be 1.0. Leave the description empty. Entry point index.js. Yep, it's okay. Alright, now let's see if we have the package.json. Yep, it's here. Now I'm just going to call npm install. We will be needing the express package, so let's install it as well. Now inside this backend folder, let's create a file with the name of index.js, which will serve as the entry point of our server. The first thing that I will do is I will fetch the express dependency by using the require statement. So require express. We will also need the fs dependency for accessing the file system, so require fs. Now let's create a new express app, so const app equals to express. So to serve the video stream, the app is going to serve response to the request which are served on this path, which is going to be videos, and then we are going to have the video file name. And after this we have to provide a callback, so request and response. So before we implement this function, let's listen on port 3000, and let's also provide a callback function that the server is listening on port 3000. So it's not really important on which port the app is listening. The important part is how to implement the logic to serve the video files as a stream. We will also need an object which will basically kind of act as a map for the video files that we are going to serve. So what I will be doing is I am just going to use the video files for some of my YouTube channel videos which I have already created, and we will also be creating a videos folder, but for now I'm just going to create a map with the key and value pairs. The key is going to be the video file name and then the value is going to be the complete path, so cdn.mp4, and then second one is this one, generate pass, and then last one is this one, get post. Alright, now let's create a new folder over here and let's just call it videos. I'm just going to reveal it in file explorer and then paste a bunch of videos over here that we will be streaming. Let's close this folder because we don't need it anymore. Now it's time to provide the implementation for the function which is going to provide the response on this root. So let's do that. The first thing that we will be doing is to fetch the file name from the root params. So request.params.file name. Next we need to fetch the file path from this file name, and the file path is going to be video file map. Remember the map that we made. We just have to provide the file name as the key, and then we will get the complete file path. And if the file path is not available, then we can provide a status of 404 that the file not found. So return response.status, which is going to be the 404, and we can provide a message that file not found. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to fetch the stats for our file. So const stat equals to fs.stat sync file path. Next, we need to fetch the file size. We will use file size to figure out the end of the range of the chunk for the response. So file size equals to stat.size. Now let's fetch the range. So const range equals to request.headers.range. Okay, so from range we have to fetch the parts, and from parts we have to fetch the start and end of the range. So for example, if the range is like this, we have to get these values, start and end, but it starts with bytes, so we have to remove this bytes and then this equals to, so then we will get the start and end. But before doing that, we also have to make sure that we have a range header, because if we don't have a range header, maybe a browser does not support it, then we have to serve the entire video file. But if we have the range header, then we can first get the parts. So parts equals to range.replace. We are just going to replace this bytes equals to with an empty string, and then we are going to split it by using the hyphen, and then we have to fetch the start of the range. So start equals to parse end and then parts 0, and let's also fetch the end of the range. So end equals to parts 1. So it could happen that the end range is not available. So if the end range is not available, then we have to set the range as the end of the file. So what we will do is we will check if we have indeed a parts 1. If we have, then we will get its value. Otherwise we will just use file size -1. Now let's figure out the chunk size, because we have to provide the chunk size in the response header. So chunk size is going to be end minus start plus 1. Now let's read the file. So const file equals to fs dot create read stream, and then we can provide the file path that we fetched from our map. And then for options, we can provide the start and end values. Now let's create the header object. So const head equals to, the first is going to be content range. So content range is going to be bytes, and then the start to end, and then we have to provide the file size. Let me remove these spaces. So file size. Next we have to provide the accept ranges. For that we need to provide the value of bytes. Then we need to provide the content length. These are all the necessary headers that we need to provide. So for length we need to provide the chunk size, and then finally for the, let me just bring it up, for the content type we need to provide the value for a video file, so video, and then because we are serving mp4 files, so video mp4, and this is for header. And now we are going to write the header to the response, so with the status code of 206. So we are using the status code of 206 because it indicates that this is a partial content. Now we just have to do file.pipe and then response. So this was when we have the range header. If we don't have the range header, then we have to do something else entirely. If we don't have the range header, then we are again going to create a header, but we don't have to provide content range and accept ranges headers. We just have to provide content length, which is going to be the entire file size. The content type is going to be the same. Instead of 206, we can just provide 200 because this is not a partial response. And then finally we have to call fs.createVidStream, and then we have to provide the file path .pipe. Actually this is going to be outside, so pipe and then response. And that is everything that we need to do for our Node.js video streaming server. Now it's time to create the React front end, and for that I am going to open the terminal by pressing Ctrl plus backtick, and then I am going to go into this front end folder, and then I will be using the npx create react app command. Let's just call it as, video stream front end. I'm going to pause the video for now. I will be continuing when this application is created. Alright, so our React application has been created. Let's do a cd video stream front end. Now we don't need this terminal for now. In this React application, the first thing that we will do is we will just create a new folder, and we are going to name it as components. Inside this components, let's create a new file with the name of video player.jsx. Now inside this video player.jsx, I am going to use RAFCE shortcut to get some boilerplate functional component, and we are going to need use ref, and we will also need use effect as dependencies. We will also need to add the video ID prop, so let's do that, video ID. And over here let's just create a ref for our video element, because we will be using the HTML5 video element. So const video ref equals to use ref with the default value of null. Now let's use an effect function for when the page loads, so use effect. Alright, inside this use effect, we have to first check if the video element is available or not. If it is available, then so whenever the prop will change, then a new video is going to be played. So before I provide implementation for this effect function, let's just add the video element so that you will have a better idea of how things are working. So video, the ref value is going to be video ref. Now let's provide the width of the video, which is going to be, let's make a video size of 320 by 240. So 320, the height is going to be 240. And let's also add controls, and let's also autoplay the video. Alright, now we have to add the source for this video by adding the source element. So the source is going to be our URL, which is going to be the port on which the video server is running, which is going to be 3000, because if you remember, in our Node.js app we are listening on port 3000 over here. Okay, so it is not going to be HTTPS because it will run on localhost. So localhost and then 3000 and videos, and then so we have to use a template string over here because we will be providing the video ID from this video ID prop. Alright, now let's provide the type value. The type is going to be video mp4. Let's also provide a fallback text. if the browser does not support the video, so your browser does not support the video tag. Now in app.js we are going to import use state, and I am going to remove this header from over here, and then within app what I will do is we will also need to import the video player. So let's first create a state property for our video ID. So const video ID comma set video ID equals to use state. This is going to be null. Now inside this div we will first check if this video ID is available. If it is, then we will simply render our video player with the video ID prop value, so video ID. Okay, let's also add a line break because we are going to add a bunch of buttons which will help us to play the video that we want to play. So let's create a button, then we will copy paste the rest. So on click equals to, we have to create a function, but for now let's have an empty placeholder. This is going to have the caption of play video 1. All right, now let's add the function to play the video. So function play video, and this is going to accept the event and the video ID. Okay, so e dot prevent default. It's pretty straightforward actually. We are just going to set the video ID with this argument value. So, and whenever the video ID will change, then this video player will re-render with the new video, and then it will start to play that new video. Now over here we just have to call this play video. So let's just do that event. And so remember the map that we created in our index.js file, these are the IDs that we have to use over here. So cdn, and I'm just going to copy this button 2 more times. I just hope that you are able to see it. Let's just close this. So play video 2 and then play video 3. The second ID is this one, and then this is the third one. All right, so our code is more or less finished. Now we just have to see if everything went well and if the code is working fine. So for that, first we will have to run our Node.js backend server, and then we will run our React front-end application. Then we will click on these buttons to see if the videos are streaming or not. So let's just do that. First, I'm going to open up the terminal, and I will just press cd and then dot dot, and then I will go to the previous folder again, and then let's move into the backend folder. Now I will just write node index. So server is listening on port 3000. So let's just add a new terminal. First, let's get into the front end folder, and then cd video stream. It's the front end, right? And then let's just call npm start. All right, so this is our React application. Let's first check the console if everything went well. Yep, console is fine. Now let's click on any of the button. So it says invalid DOM property autoplay. Okay, so we have to set the P as capital. All right, so let's open up our video player and then P capital. Let's save again. All right, I'm going to refresh this page. Now let's click on button 1. Hey guys, okay, welcome. So the video has started playing, and I'm just going to mute this video so that it will not, the sound will not overpower my voice. So you can see that this video is now streaming. Now let's click on these other buttons. So nothing is happening when we are clicking on these buttons. Let's refresh the page again, and now let's click directly on play video 2. Hey, what's up everyone? Now it seems like another video is playing. So our videos are not switching when another video is playing, and that is because we have to reload this video whenever the video ID changes. So to do that, what I'm going to do is, remember that we were using this effect function. Now in this effect function, what we will do is, whenever the component will load, then we will simply first pause the video if it's already playing, and then we have to remove the src attribute of this video. So video ref.current.remove attribute src, and then finally we have to load this video again. So video ref.current.load. We will also need to remove this empty dependency array, because if we will keep it here, then this code is going to run on only the first render, but on any of the subsequent renders as well. We have to reload this video. So let's now save it and see if our code is working. Let's refresh the page. Play video 1. Hey guys, video 1 is playing. Welcome to play video 2. Video 2 has started to play. Play video 3. Video 3 has started to play as well, and all of these videos are switching whenever we are clicking on any of these buttons. And with just a few lines of code, we have set up a working example of how to stream video with a Node.js backend and a React frontend using JavaScript code. You can customize this example to fit your specific needs, such as adding more entries to the video map object or adding more features to the player. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more videos on Node.js, React, and other web development topics. I will see you in the next one.